Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get very shortly underway in around about 3 minutes' time. The second of the Senior Max finals. Again, well, we will have 33 competitors in total here for the second final of the first round of the 2019 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season here at Adria Karting Raceway. And we also find ourselves having a lot more intensity in terms of the heat. This will be a very big test for the drivers. Hydration is a very big key in terms of any sort of physical preparation. The temperatures are around about now 26 degrees Celsius, but in terms of real feel, probably more north of 30 degrees Celsius. There is a wind gust of around about, well, it's 6 kilometers per hour, south-southwesterly wind direction. But the drivers now getting themselves prepared. Balaclavas on, race helmets on, race suits done up and ready. So this is where the drivers are preparing and mentally steeling themselves before going into battle. It's very different when I talk to them in the paddock, but then when I see them on the racetrack, it's a very different proposition altogether. I see both sides of the coin from my perspective. But there are some very, very nice people, but they are also, at the very same time, they want to race hard, they want to race fair, they want to go for the victory. And in Senior Max, with over 50 competitors this weekend, it is no different, but only the top 34 qualified. There will be one non-starter. Unfortunately, Alex Pendlebury, the 339, will not take any part in this. We will have, therefore, 33 total competitors. So 6 managed to get through the second chance heat earlier on this morning, one of which was Luna Blum, who will start down just outside of the top 20. Mads Ries will start in the sort of the mid part of the field. I had a quick chat with a few other drivers, so including Charlie Turner, who's very, very happy where he's starting in this final, considering he started 11th in the first one earlier on today. So very shortly we'll have the green flag waved at the start-finish line to send the drivers on their first of 2 formation laps here at the 1,302 metre circuit known as Adria Karting Raceway. So we've already provisionally decided that Mike Van Voost looks to be going to Le Mans. We'll be finding out very soon who may be the second driver, provisionally speaking, until everything has been ratified through judicial and technical matters post-race. So if everything is in compliance, then the results will stand. So with that being said, the green flag waves and the drivers, all 33, have been sent on their way. And on pole position for the second successive final, having been the leader just after the qualifying heat stages, is the number 301 of Sweden's Matilda Olsson. Ilian Brunsils, who won the Euro Trophy Open at Genk and got his ticket to Sarno in October this year, back 5 weeks ago, is alongside her on the front row. Lori Lepai and Charlie Turner from the United Kingdom round up row number 4. Cesar Gazo, who has been fighting tooth and nail. The young Frenchman will have Hungary's Laszlo Zueva on row number 3. Then it's the Swedish all row 4. Patrick Rundqvist and Robin Knutsson will be ahead of Mario Novak and Brad Barrett. Then it's Philip Vava and Reese Hunter on row number 6. Teresa Babikova and Jordan Brown-Nutley, row 7. Zombar Kovac and Jason Lockwood, row 8, ahead of Mads Ries and Kai Hunter. Row 9 with Kian Sang and Teddy Clinton rounding out the top 20. From there on in, up to 33rd, it's Luna Blum, Mick Knowlton, Manel Galofritona, Jori van der Eyck, it's Suki Sato, Rick Buthorn, Gilhelm de Oliveira starting from 27th, Emil Kleinsig 28th, Cameron Birdler, Ben Donkin, Mattia Sergio Limena, Lewis Gilbert starting all the way down in 32nd, whose brother celebrates his 10th birthday today, running around the paddock in a Tyrannosaurus Rex costume. And Lucas Horstman, 33rd, and the final competitor that will line up in the second senior max final. Clock is set to 14 minutes, plus 1 additional lap. And if the action was anything to go by in the first final, where we had Brunsils, Barrett and Novak all penalised with a 3-second track limits penalty, and then Cesar Gazo got a 5-second penalty for an avoidable collision, this is going to go up another level. You think the volume's at 9.5, it's going to go north of 10 very, very shortly. They come towards the final corner here. So Olsen on the left-hand side of your screen at home is on pole position. Brunsils alongside. The Rotax Max engines go into the rev ranges and they go green. Whoa, that was a Charlie Turner. Is that you in the front? I think that very well might be. Not too sure, but let's just see as they come through turn 2 for the first time. Olsen now down in third, make that fourth. Is that Charlie Turner? That is! Charlie Turner takes the initial lead and gets an absolute flyer past the rest of the field. It's 2-3 abreast, a little bit further down. Matilda Olsen now currently in 5th position. So who is that ahead? I'm thinking, is that Brunsils? Because, no, Brunsils looks to be, I think, maybe in 2nd position, but I'll wait until they come through to complete lap number 1 to give you a full rundown of who's where at the moment. But it is Charlie Turner who is absolutely, well, I wouldn't say jumped the start, he's flown off the start. I'm wondering if those Mojo tyres had a little bit of extra grip, but I don't think that would be within the regulations. But it is Charlie Turner that leads. Ilian Brunsils right on the back bumper of the Brit. It's Britain versus Belgium for the lead, and Brunsils goes up the inside of Turner through turn 2. Does he take it? Yes! Well, the Euro Trophy Open winner now goes into the lead. Matilda Olsen does have a bit of work to do, but she has got over 13 or so minutes to do so. Turner's not given up yet, ladies and gentlemen. He is right on the back bumper of the Belgium. There is less than half a cart length. He's gone. Now, who's going up? Is that Lepai? Lepai, has he gone up? I think so, maybe, but Olsen is going to try and do something. Yep, Matilda Olsen now up into 4th position. And I think there's a fellow compatriot, Robin Knutsson, is with her as well. So 2 Swedes up into the top 5 or 6 positions. 12 minutes 24 to go, plus an additional lap. As well, we've got 2 carts. Well, we've got one pulling to the side off of the kink towards turn 10. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, it is Brunsils from Turner by nearly a quarter of a second. Then it's Lori Lepai from Finland. Robin Knutsson, Matilda Olsen, Laszlo Zueva. Well, Olsen now back past Knutsson, but Zueva and Philip Vava. Now, Vava started in 10th position. The Spaniard's now up into 7th. Cesar Gazo really needs to get a wriggle on here, I think. The French driver in the 303 is ahead of Brad Barrett, who's just got past Patrick Rundqvist for 9th position. And also looks to be the treble 3. That looks to be one of the hunters there. That is Reese. Whereas Kai's running in 13th, just behind Mario Novak. Hunter's also ahead of fellow Brits Jason Lockwood and Jordan Brown-Nutley, who rounds out the top 15. Now the thing is that in the positional side of things, if Matilda Olsen, I think, well, because Brunsils has got a 2nd place finish, Matilda Olsen would need to, I think, possibly win on countback. If she gets into 2nd position, she may have done enough. She's up into 3rd. She's got past Lori Lepai. She now knows exactly what she has to do. She still is probably feeling the nerves, because now she's in a position where she doesn't really, well, she can't really afford to be in at the moment, because she's in 3rd. She has got the pace. She was fastest lap runner for the majority of the first final. She's got the fastest lap at the moment with a 51.040. She was running in the 50.5s. Now, whether the heat is starting to get to people, but they do have to consider the hydration benefits of taking on a lot of fluids throughout the course of a very hot and demanding race weekend. The drivers are dealing with a lot of layers, you know, at least 3 layers of Nomex on these race suits, and then in the undergarments as well, you know, so fire resistance is key, and it's safety apparent to the actual technical regulations when it comes to race suits and Nomex underwear. So there will be a lot, you think that Formula One drivers are the only ones that might sort of lose bodily fluid in terms of sweat, but the Carters here, you know, they've got literally an engine to their right that is screaming close to nearly 14 to 15,000 RPM at the top limit. That's more than a current hybrid Formula One car, but close as what the V8s used to have back in the day before 2014 changed all that. But I tell you what, it's now it is now game on for who's going to get the ticket to Le Mans, because Brunshild's got one up on Olsen back in Genk for the grand finals. Meanwhile, Olsen is, I think, very much in prime position because she was leading the way. She got on pole for both finals because she won the first final, but was on pole due to the 2 heat wins she secured yesterday, and she is closing. And I tell you what, the lap times are now starting to reflect that, with about 9 minutes to go plus an additional lap. Matilda Olsson now running in 50.8 lap times here at Adria. She's just done a 50.814. Now the gap down to, no, it's not even two or so tenths of a second. It's less than that. Brunshild's now coming under fire from the Swedish rival right now. They're coming into turn number 4, and Olsen goes quickly through and makes the move stick. Brunskild slots in behind, gets the toe advantage now, going through into turn 5. Now into the very, very tight right-hander at turn 6, into the left at turn 7. But Brunshild's now trying to stick with Olsen. This could be... Now, Olsen has done all the hard work. Now the real hard work begins, because when you start leading, you need to break the toe or you're not going to get a gap, and that's going to be very interesting to see. It's 1/10 exactly between first and second, but as Brunshild's goes for the lead, Charlie Turner goes flying up the inside of Olsen. That's really changing the dynamic of this race, but Olsen fires a salvo of her own back round Turner. Past Turner, through into turn number 3. What a great job from the Swede, instantly recovers from it. And I said the hard work's going to begin now. Charlie Turner has got nothing to lose, wants to get a top 3 finish. I've had a good amount of chats with him this weekend. He's a really nice guy, but I tell you what, he's definitely fired up and ready to go racing, and we're seeing that as there's an absolute mayhem going through turn 7 a little bit further down the order. That's probably, well, we've had 2 DNSs. Mick Knowlton, Ben Donkin hasn't even started. Teddy Clinton's out. Lewis Gilbert's out as well, so 29 runners and riders here. But now the thing is, what's going to happen over the next 7 minutes? We're at half-time in terms of the time application. So Brunshild's leads by, well, was about just over 0.4 of a second on the last lap alone ahead of Matilda Olsson. Charlie Turner still keeping in distance. He's got a ringside seat. Laszlo Zueva rounds out the top 4. Then it's Lepaj, Gazor, Vava. Then we've also got Reese Hunter in 8th position, Robin Knutsson, then Kai Hunter rounding out the top 10. Brad Barrett all the way down in 11th position at the moment. Teresa Babikova in the 3.38 up into 12th position ahead of Mario Novak. Jordan Brown-Nutley's finally got past Jason Lockwood for 14th position. So Lockwood runs out the rest of the points finishers at the moment. De Oliveira is trying to climb up the order. The Portuguese driver, with the likes of Thiago Monteiro and also Alvaro Parente, who is from the same country. There's a lot of great racing talent that's come out of Portugal. But I tell you what, there is definitely one hot-headed Swede trying to get back the lead. Oh, nice and tightly does it from Matilda Olsson, and Charlie Turner nearly tried to be an opportunistic Brit there and go up the inside of Ilian Brunshild's through into turn number 4. There's more moves happening down the order, and I tell you what, it looks like the Hunters are swapping places here. And they've also got Brad Barrett maybe in tow with them. So that looks to be the case, but they've got, I think that might be Robin Knutsson from KR Sport just up ahead. So the 3 Dan Holland racing drivers will probably start working together, whereas one is fighting for pride, for British pride in the top 3. That is Charlie Turner, still in 3rd at the minute. Matilda Olsson gets fired. Oh, that's close. It's side by side. Oh, well, Brunshild's retakes the lead back again from Matilda Olsson. We're getting into the last 5 or so minutes, plus an additional lap of this race, as right behind there's more moves being done. And let's just see. Well, looks like Reese Hunter has got past the 360 of Philip Vava. So now, Cesar Galzo is also trying to chase down Laszlo Zueva on the last tour. Cesar Galzo, 0.4 of a second out of Laszlo Zueva. What a great job from the Frenchman. I'm really impressed. Saw him first time out this year in Genk 5 weeks ago. But I tell you what, he's definitely one that I'm going to be keeping my keen eyes on over the course of the 2019 racing season, especially if he's going to be contesting the whole season. There has been a change. Charlie Turner now takes second position. Matilda Olsson right behind the Brits. Now this is bringing in Laszlo Zueva, and here comes Cesar Galzo as well. Now this is going to be really interesting. The battle now is where Brunsils and Olsson finish, and Olsson's just got up the inside of Turner going into third position, or second position. Zueva's right on the back bumper of the Brits. Galzo has got a ringside seat. Turner thinks about a move up the inside of Olsson going into turn number 6. Can't go through. Not really a gap that he wants to contest there. But this is allowing Laszlo Zueva and Cesar Galzo to be on fighting terms with the Brit. And the pair of them jump him. Cesar Galzo is going nearly side by side with Zueva, heading into the kink before turn 10. The Frenchman doesn't go for it this time, but he's got past the Brit. So it's now back to level peggings at the minute for first and second. We still have 3.5 minutes or so to go. So the pace that Brunsils, he's sort of echoing the pace that Matilda Olsson had a little bit earlier on, where she set the fastest lap on lap 9. It was around 3 ago on a 50.605. That's a 10th off where she was in the first final of the race weekend earlier on today. But I can see that Olsson is getting a bit closer in the braking zone. She's now able to see where Brunsils is able to where he's powering out of the corner, braking into the corner. Is she going to go a little bit deeper on the brakes? Is she going to power out the corner early? It's very different because you have to read. She's had a lot of experience running with Iliane Brunsils at Karting Genk 5 weekends ago, because she was in second, he was in first for both the finals. But I tell you what, that's an impressive lap, a 50.404. I think that is the fastest lap of Senior Maxes this weekend, and it's been done by Matilda Olsson. Brunsils now is going to be feeling a bit more than just hot under the collar. There will be flames needing to be extinguished there very shortly, because Olsson's really charging right on the back bumper of the Belgian going through turn 5. Now we go into the tightening, ever so tight right-hander as Laszlo Zueva loses out to Charlie Turner. Meanwhile, Cesar Galzo has jumped into third position. Brunsils is trying to do every trick in the book to try and force an issue with Matilda Olsson, but Olsson absolutely having none of it, with a Swedish resolve coming through at the moment. 2 minutes to go. It's now all to play for. Who's going to get the ticket to Le Mans provisionally? Olsson is in the prime position in the lead of this race. She picked up 25 points in the first final. Where she is now, if we were to stop right now, she would provisionally, before any further checks, would be first and would have a clean sweep. Not necessarily being on pole position, but having 2 qualifying heat wins. She's won final number 1. She's definitely doing the right thing. She's used a very good strategy here as another Dan Holland Racing driver trying to make a move. Well, it looks like it could be the other Hunter, the 395 of Kai Hunter, as Reese is a little bit further up the road from him. So at the moment, there is about 2 car lengths worth of daylight between Matilda Olsson and Iliane Brunsils, as we've got just over 1 minute and 10 seconds to go, plus an additional lap. The gap now over 1/4 of a second between Matilda Olsson and Iliane Brunsils. Brunsils will try and go deep into the braking zone. Cesar Galzo, in the meantime, is faster by nearly 3/10 on Iliane Brunsils. So the main thing is that could Cesar Galzo spoil the party in the dying seconds for Iliane Brunsils? Well, you never know. It could happen. He's taken over 2/10 out of the Belgian. He's looking a bit quicker as well through turn 5 into turn 6. Behind them, it's Charlie Turner, and also we've got Reese Hunter now rounding out the top 5, it seems. Laszlo Zueva's dropped down into 6th position. Reese Hunter looks to be in 7th ahead of Philip Vava, Robin Knudson, Laurie Lepai, Bradley Barrett and Jordan Brown-Utley rounding out the top 12. It's 21 seconds on the clock remaining, so it'll be this and an additional lap to go. And Matilda Olsson is holding on and has just gone faster by nearly, well, just over 1/2 a tenth from Iliane Brunsils. So the time is going to expire right Now, 14 minutes are up. Penultimate lap of the second Senior Max final. Matilda Olsson has done an absolutely brilliant job, a fantastic effort all the way through the weekend here at Adria Karting Raceway. So they come through the exit of turn 9, into the left kink, into the right-hander at turn number 10, round the final corner. Matilda Olsson sees the final lap ball. This is the sign she's been waiting for, and now extends the gap to over 0.49 of a second, nearly half a second between herself and Ilian Brunsils. Brunsils won't have enough in the tank to try and claw back that gap, but there is a great battle for fourth. It's the battle of the Brits. It's Charlie Turner, and it's also Reese Hunter in 5th place. That's the battle for fourth. Laszlo Zueva and Kai Hunter, Philip Vavra and Robin Knutsson a little bit further back. But Charlie Turner's going to try and, I think, do his best. No, Hunter sends it up the inside of his countryman and DHR teammates through turn 7. As well, that's bunching up the field a little bit. Oh no, contact between the two. Hunter into the barriers off of turn 9 on the final lap of the race. That's not what the pair wanted, but Matilda Olsson does it and takes the ticket to Le Mans this coming August. 2 for 2 in the qualifying heats, 2 for 2 in the finals. A perfect score for Matilda Olsson from Sweden. What a great job. So the boots on the other foot for Ilian Brunsils, but the main thing is, I am so relieved after that hard hit into the barriers that Reese Hunter literally got up and out of the kart straight away. So that's the main thing. I'm pleased for Matilda Olsson, but I'm more than ecstatic about seeing Reese Hunter get out of that okay. He'll probably be feeling a bit banged and bruised after that, but that was not what I think either him or Charlie Turner wanted. But Matilda Olsson provisionally has a perfect score here in Adria. And I tell you what, when we go to her home circuit at Kristianstad Karting Club on July 12th, we're going to see something different. We're going to see someone who is definitely a title contender. Matilda Olsson wins from César Gazo by 1.5 seconds. Laszlo Zueva and Kai Hunter and Philip Vavra round out the top 5 ahead of Robin Knutsson. Ilian Brunsils might have had a few dramas after, or whether there was a penalty issued, I'm not too sure. Finishes in 7th ahead of Jordan Brown-Nutley, Laurie Lepai, Bradley Barrett, Patrick Rundqvist, Guilherme de Oliveira finishing in 12th position after that. Novak Babikova and Charlie Turner complete the top 15. I'm wondering whether that's going to be investigated, the contact between himself and Reese Hunter. Jason Lockwood in 16th ahead of Kian Sang. Mads Ries, Lukas Horsman, Emil Kleinsig, Bödler, Sato, Galofred Torner, Luna Blom, Limena, Buthorn, and Van der Eyck, with Reese Hunter having ended up in the barriers. Zombo Kovac, 29th, Lewis Gilbert and Teddy Clinton rounding out the 31 strong. Obviously, we had 4 non-finishers with Mick Knowlton, Ben Donkin, and Alex Pendlebury not finishing the race. But in Senior Max provisionally, Matilda Olsson from Strawberry Racing, provisionally speaking, heads to Le Mans this coming August.